At this very moment, as you listen to these words, another version of you is moving through a different rhythm of time, a faster current, where the consequences of your choices have already played out. And in ways that defy ordinary understanding, that version of you is whispering back across the veil. We call this phenomenon intuition, coincidence, déjà vu. But what if those moments aren't random at all? What if they are the echoes of your own consciousness, operating beyond the limits of linear time, transmitting warnings, guidance, and revelations from futures you haven't yet reached? For centuries, mystics and physicists have approached the same mystery from opposite directions, one through silence and inner vision, the other through mathematics and experiment. And slowly, their paths began to converge on a single realization. Time does not flow like a straight river. It unfolds, it layers, it bends back upon itself like waves in an ocean that never stops moving. The French physicist Jean-Pierre Garnier-Mallet dared to prove what mystics have always felt, that each of us exists in multiple temporal velocities. Our conscious self moves second by second, anchored to linear time. But another part of us, our double, operates at a speed billions of times faster. While you deliberate over a single choice, your double has already simulated thousands of possible outcomes. It has lived your future, seen where each path leads, and now tries to guide you toward the most harmonious one. Sometimes that message appears as an inexplicable certainty, that quiet voice that says, "Don't go there," or "Turn back." Sometimes it's the sudden courage to change your entire life in one afternoon. These aren't random instincts. They are data, compressed signals sent through the smallest cracks in time. But why, if another you is working tirelessly for your protection, do we so often ignore the signs? Because our minds are loud. Modern life drowns out the subtle hum of higher communication. The moment we silence the noise in meditation, in dreams, in deep focus, the channel opens again. That is when insights arrive fully formed, when solutions appear out of nowhere, when a dream feels more real than waking life. History is full of clues. Mendeleev dreamed the periodic table in a single night. Kekulé saw the ring of benzene in the image of a serpent devouring its tail. Tesla said his inventions appeared ready-made, as if downloaded from another dimension. Were they merely lucky, or did they touch the same field that your double moves through constantly, a faster realm where thought and time are one? What you call imagination may be memory from another timeline. Déjà vu is the moment your two versions meet, when your slower self catches up with what your faster self has already lived. It's not just a brain glitch, it's recognition. It's your consciousness remembering what it already knows. In those instants, reality folds. The boundary between before and after dissolves, and you realize time is not a prison, it's a dialogue. The double is not a ghost, nor an angel, nor an external guide. It's you, the full spectrum of you, operating at quantum speed. The mind you use each day is a fragment, a localized receiver. The double is the transmitter. Together they form a single consciousness, stretched across two speeds of time. When you sleep, this communication intensifies. During paradoxical or REM sleep, when your body is still but your brain is lit with electrical storms, the temporal windows open. For your double, these intervals last hours, days, entire lifetimes. It explores probabilities, runs simulations, and sends the condensed results back as dreams, symbols, or intuitive urges. What you remember in the morning is the residue of vast journeys across the multidimensional fabric of time. Have you ever awoken from a dream so vivid you questioned which life was real? That was a message fully received. Every sensory detail was data, translating the language of higher speed into something the slower mind can process. The more receptive you are, the more precise the translation becomes. This is not fantasy. Quantum physics already proves that particles exist in superposition, multiple states at once, until consciousness intervenes. Observation collapses probability into experience. Your double navigates that same ocean of potentials, collapsing the most coherent ones into your awareness through intuition. When you feel a powerful gut reaction, it's not irrational. It's the quantum compression of billions of possibilities into one feeling, a single pulse of truth traveling from fast time to slow time. But there's a condition. Fear and noise jam the signal. The higher mind cannot transmit through static. That's why intuition vanishes in panic and why alcohol or heavy distractions sever the link. To receive, you must become still, body, breath, and mind aligned in quiet coherence. This is what ancient meditation systems were truly designed for. Not escape from the world, but synchronization with your faster self. In the silence between thoughts, information flows. In those microseconds of timeless awareness, you step outside the current of linear time and enter the eternal present where your double resides. The implications are staggering. If time unfolds in layers, then the past is not gone and the future is not yet. They coexist now as frequencies on a multidimensional spectrum. Memory is not recall, it's resonance. Prophecy is not prediction, it's connection. You can tune into any layer by adjusting the vibration of your attention. That's what happens when an old memory suddenly teaches you something new. You didn't change the memory, you accessed it from a different layer, with a more complete perspective. Scientists like Tom Campbell extended this model further, suggesting that reality itself functions like a rendered simulation. Consciousness is the player, the body is the avatar. When the game ends, the player simply switches characters and keeps learning. The double, in this sense, is the player peeking through the eyes of the avatar, reminding you of the mission you designed before entering the field. From that vantage point, destiny and free will are not opposites. The future is not fixed, it's explored. Every decision you make reroutes the probabilities. Every thought becomes an instruction to your double, shaping which branches are simulated and which collapse into form. The question is not whether you have a double, but whether you are listening to it. There are signs when the connection strengthens, vivid dreams that feel more solid than waking life, sudden intuitions that interrupt your logic but save your life. A chain of synchronicities, names, numbers, events aligning too precisely to be random. Meeting someone for the first time yet feeling ancient familiarity. Each sign is a handshake between timelines, proof that communication is active. Ignoring them is like covering your eyes during sunrise and saying the world is dark. So how do you strengthen the bridge? It begins with acknowledgement. Before sleep, recognize that your double is already at work. Thank it. Gratitude is not a polite gesture, it's an energetic key. It opens the frequency of receptivity. Then ask, not with desperation but with clarity. Instead of "should I take this job?" ask, "show me what this path creates." The quality of your question determines the clarity of your answer. When you wake, write everything immediately. The first seconds of morning are a fragile bridge. The rational mind rushes to take control, to categorize, to edit. Don't let it. Record symbols, sensations, even nonsense. The double speaks in imagery because symbols carry compressed meaning that the slower mind can later unpack. Consistency builds bandwidth. A nightly practice turns whispers into conversation. After a month, many notice that coincidences multiply, intuition sharpens, and decisions begin to feel guided rather than forced. And remember, communication is two-way. Every thought you hold is information sent upward. Every emotion you dwell in shapes what your double can access. Fear distorts, curiosity expands, gratitude refines. You are not merely a receiver of destiny, you are a co-programmer of it. Think of the universe as a grand field of probabilities, shimmering with infinite versions of you. Your double moves freely across them, searching for the most coherent timeline, the one that fulfills the deeper intention of your soul. But you must keep your side of the channel open. Every moment of silence, every act of trust, every instant of still awareness strengthens the link. When intuition speaks, pause for 2 seconds. Don't dissect it, just acknowledge. Each acknowledgement tells your double, "I heard you." Over time, the transmissions become clearer. It's a conversation between two speeds of the same consciousness, one living within time, the other outside it. If humanity understood this, our view of reality would transform overnight. We would see that evolution is not a race of bodies, but of awareness. We are learning to operate consciously across layers of time, to collaborate with our own higher intelligence. What we call luck is alignment. What we call fate is communication successfully received. And what we call miracle is the precise moment when both timelines merge, when fast and slow time converge into a single, luminous now. Perhaps this is why you found this message. Not by algorithm or chance, but because the faster version of you guided you here. It already calculated that this knowledge, entering your awareness at this moment, would shift the probabilities of your path. So as you listen, something invisible is happening. Your double is mapping new routes, rebalancing choices, opening pathways of understanding. In days or weeks, you may notice ideas, meetings, or dreams that feel orchestrated. That's not imagination. That's synchronization. You are the bridge between worlds, a consciousness divided by speed but united by purpose. And maybe the ultimate message from your parallel self is simple: trust the silence. The answers you seek are already known. The future is not waiting, it's unfolding right now through you.